Sepa Hirko, 25 Highland Drive, Wilkes-Barre. Good evening. Tonight I would first like to talk about just one of our city services and how hard hit that they had been since this mayor came into office. Upon taking office for his first term, this mayor had over 80 firefighters on the payroll. After taking office, he asked for and received concessions from the city firefighters as part of a 7-year contract. This netted the city of Wilkes-Barre savings measured in millions of dollars. During this time, the firefighters were the only city union to give back to help the city, while the others gave none, which was their choice. Since this mayor has taken office, 26 firefighters have retired, which were replaced by 5 new hires over the past 9 years. You are talking about furloughing more to pay for the financial mess I first warned this council was coming a year ago. As a citizen who once served her community as a volunteer firefighter, I could see a serious safety issue regarding these changes with fighting fires. As a business professional, I can also see serious future liabilities for this city regarding their undermanning of their fire and rescue services. Now I'd like to discuss what I, as a taxpayer, pay for. As city residents, we are paying 3% wage taxes, as well as property taxes, in addition to numerous fees. All I see over the last few years is taxpayer money wasted on borrowing on top of borrowing, and free things simply taken at our expense some claim they are entitled to, which you are not. While some take from taxpayers, I see neighborhoods being destroyed by drugs and violence, while our undermanned, outgunned police struggle to do their jobs. I'm sorry, Mr. Mayor, could you please listen?
This is a council meeting, Karen, you can address council.
So as a citizen taxpayer, what do I pay for? For me, it is the police that keep the peace. It is the firefighters and medics who come when we are in danger or distress. It is the working public works guys who plow my roads and take my trash. It is the code enforcement people who make sure we are not being ripped off and work is done right. These people are the nerve center of my city government. Now, as a citizen taxpayer, what do I not pay for? I do not pay for free fuel for elected officials and their chosen pals. I do not pay for free security systems for elected officials and their chosen pals. I do not pay for junkets to convention towns for elected officials. I do not pay for consultants at $300 or $400 an hour to make phone calls. I do not pay for smart cell phones for whomever the administration deems need them. I do not pay for bands to perform in parades. This is just the top of my list. Some folks like to say I criticize, but I do not offer solutions. I beg to differ. I have called for you to bid your fuel purchases out and use some sort of system outside of a clipboard in a trash bag on the pumps. I have called on this council to cut out the junkets and League of Cities memberships. I have called on this council to increase financial accountability with monthly reports from the controller of our finances. I have offered to volunteer my time to this council to come up with a real alternative budget. This is just the top of my list. So here's a thought. Why do we need 30 cell phones that you have? Why have internet and texting for these phones? Tell me why we need to have these phones. As a taxpayer, I can't afford one, so why do we need to pay for yours? I've been hearing some direct comparisons between Wilkes-Barre and Scranton. Scranton got rid of their cell phones when they got into financial trouble. I understand you have a few, however, 30 is not acceptable. As a citizen taxpayer, I would like to know, with all the budget talk, what are the people at City Hall giving up? Mr. Mayor, you, accordingly to the S&P downgrade report, you are claiming you have enough money to pay your debt service through the end of the year. So I have to ask, why are you still laying people off? Are you lying to the public or are you lying to S&P? Here's a thought. If you want constructive suggestions, open your books to the public and for once give an honest answer to the taxpayers. If you give up some things and sit down and explain our financial issues in an open manner to the public and your employees, then I think you would have a lot more people helping out. it funny how I've been coming here telling you about the financial issues you are going to have due to your spending and not paying down your debt? Your debt services cost more now than your fire protector or emergency medical services. All you kept on stating is we are financially stable. Well, Mr. Mayor, where is the stability? I submit it's not there and has been nothing but an illusion all along. In closing, I'd like to speak for a lot of the folks who would rather have a police officer show up when they call, not the mayor marching in some parade. They'd like to see a firefighter and a medic show up when they're in distress, not read some nitwittery from a mayoral spokesperson. They'd like to see their garbage get picked up on schedule, not watch the mayor play with his smartphone at these meetings. I ask this council, once again, to stand up and send the mayor and his budget packing and create their own, preserving the services citizens deserve for their tax dollars. Thank you.
Mike.